breaking the bare leg taboo, her lifelong love of Jimmy Choo and how she set the nude shoe rules, the highs and lows of Diana's marriage, in heels, court shoes, con heels, evening pumps, slip-ons, loafers. The sheer number of shoes Diana wore as Princess of Wales could almost have rivaled Imelda Marcos. When we look at it today, we can see exactly how Diana's shoe choices traced all the ups and downs of the story of her life, especially when it came to her romance with Charles. Step by step, from the moment she stood next to her fiance in the garden of Buckingham Palace, head held blushingly on one side in a self-conscious effort to look shorter, right through to being an elegant woman who walked tall, 6 feet 3 in high heels, as designer Bruce Oldfield put it, it's all there. Her changing styles also mirror the rise of the shoe designer and fashion. Indeed, we've now reached a point at which designers such as Alessandro Michele, creative director at Gucci, are avidly referencing everything the young Diana wore in the early 80s. Even her gawky early royal appearance footwear has become retrospectively fashionable. In her shiny years, Diana ordered pair after pair of low-heeled court shoes in a rainbow of colors to match every conceivable outfit. She was careful never to overstep the heel height mark. Jimmy Choo remembers that when he first knew Diana, she ordered heels at 2 inches only, no higher than that. They were pointed, with a V-cut, and became what she called my regular shoe. Her shoe size, incidentally, is thought to have been 6.5. Only gradually did the hemlines go up, the skirts narrow and the heels start to rise. In the last 2 years of her life, her marriage behind her, she entered her super-groomed phase of elegant, strappy slingbacks. There were no tights, just stand legs, and she was long past caring about giving the impression of being shorter. She laughed when Jimmy Choo warned that a pair of 4-inch evening heels might be difficult to move in. "I won't be going out walking here and there," she said. "I want to be taller than the men." Breaking the bare leg taboo. For generations, it had been unthinkable for a lady to go without tights in public, let alone a member of the royal family. Diana was the first royal to break ranks on the stuffy rule, ditching hosiery in summer to allow her tan, racehorse legs to be seen au natural, a trend which revolutionized the way women dress to this day. The first time Diana was seen tights-free was on the school run, taking William and Harry to Wetherby pre-prep in 1989. Her off-duty habit wasn't much remarked on. For one thing, she was wearing calf-length skirts at that point, but by 1991, as her hemlines rose, it became obvious Diana was daring to bare her legs on official occasions as well. By the late 90s, save for the times she wore tendon-eye or black tights, her bare legs and dresses well above the knee were just part of the progressive style she'd made her own. How Diana set the nude shoe rules. If there's one thing every woman knows about dressing for weddings, christenings and family parties, it's the nude shoe rule. Since Kate, Carol and Pippa Middleton came on the scene in 2011, wearing L.K. Bennett nude sledge court shoes at nearly all public occasions, they have become royal uniform. In fact, Diana pioneered the look 14 years earlier. In 1997, she'd already hit on the trick of enhancing her one-colored Versace, Jacques Azegari and Catherine Walker shift dresses with pale beige shoes, thereby visually lengthening her legs. Her shoes were by designers such as Jimmy Choo, Gina, and Versace. Where Diana led, the Duchess of Cornwall, Duchess of Cambridge and even the Queen, on occasion, have followed. Her lifelong love of Jimmy Choo. Today, the name Jimmy Choo is an internationally accepted synonym for strappy stilettos, a British mega brand valued at around £702 million. Yet the company's most famous customer, the woman still most associated with the label, is Diana, Princess of Wales. The relationship Diana forged with Choo himself over 7 years, and the countless spindly-heeled designs she ordered for her new life away from Prince Charles, effectively built the brand. Back in 1990, Jimmy Choo, who was born in Malaysia and came to study shoemaking at London's Cordwainers College, was just one man in a small workroom in Hackney, with the capacity to make just 20 pairs of shoes a week. It was before shoes became major fashion statements, long before Sex and the City made Jimmy Choo's and Milo's household names. Keep it simple. Diana rejected Choo's suggestion of adding crystals or pearls to her footwear while she chose his comfortable, flat pumps with a V-cut in front for running around in the day +8. Keep it simple. Diana rejected Choo's suggestion of adding crystals or pearls to her footwear while she chose his comfortable, flat pumps with a V-cut in front for running around in the day. Diana discovered him through the designer Thomas Starsky, who took him to Kensington Palace when she needed shoes to match her dresses. Choo's special talent was making shoes quickly by hand. He says he lost count of how many he made for Diana. He became her footwear equivalent of Catherine Walker, someone she trusted to craft things exactly as she wanted, sleek, glamorous and increasingly sexy as time went on. She said, "Keep it simple." He says, remembering how she rejected all his ideas about adding crystals and pearls. For running around during the day, she wanted his comfortable, flat pumps with a V-cut in front, but Choo also observed her transformation into a woman who no longer had any doubts about emphasizing her statuesque 5'10" in height. By the mid-90s, Diana was in control of her own image. She ordered proper heels, often with Choo's signature cross straps, to set off the brief, sculpted shifts and short pencil skirt suits she was buying. The ice blue satin slingbacks she paired with a Catherine Walker dress at the Christie's sale of her dresses in June 1997 had towering foreign heels. She had found her signature style. In 2001, Choo sold his company, but he says he'll never forget the influence Diana had on his career. His last order from her was for a pair of flat, champagne grosgrain pumps. Sadly, he never got to deliver them. The Princess of Wales is the 80s Super Sloane, announced the official Sloane Ranger Handbook, published in 1982, the year after she married. The satirical directory by Ann Barr and Peter York delighted in listing the ways the young Diana exemplified the traditional shopping behavior of the well-brought-up girl, all the way down to her range-red casual shoes. Even her favorite mid-80s cowboy boots were her personal interpretation of a Sloane trend much in evidence on the King's Road at the time. Mainly, though, her default look drew on the upper-class preference for Gucci loafers and conventional Ferragamo patent pumps with broad, Petersham bows on the toes. She wore them on hundreds of occasions in private, on polo fields, on outings with the children, dashing to the shops and on her incognito visits to night shelters. But it is the image of her walking through an area of Red Cross landmine clearance in Angola in 1997 that remains indelible. The fact she was wearing Todd's loafers is a footnote, but a telling one. Here was a girl with the most privileged of backgrounds who had become one of the world's most visible humanitarian campaigners.